What if the machine that carries millions of people through the sky every single day started as a dream that almost everyone said was impossible? The story of the airplane is not just about invention, it is about obsession, sacrifice, secret rooms, lightning strikes, and a tiny hole in your window. That is the only thing standing between you and disaster at 35,000 feet. This is the full untold story of the airplane. From its impossible beginning to the shocking secrets of the modern machine you think you know. Stay till the end because the last fact will change the way you look at every flight you ever take. The year is 1799. A British engineer named George Cayley drew a sketch of a fixed-wing aircraft on a silver disc. He had never seen anything fly except birds, and yet he believed with absolute certainty that a machine could be built to carry a human through the air. Almost everyone around him thought he was losing his mind. He spent the next 50 years of his life refining that idea. He never got to see it succeed. But without that silver disc and that stubborn obsession, the airplane would not exist. For the next 100 years, inventors across the world tried and failed to build a flying machine. Some died trying, others were publicly humiliated when their contraptions collapsed on takeoff. Newspapers mocked them. Scientists declared human flight physically impossible. The respected journal Scientific American wrote that human flight was not only dangerous but a complete waste of resources. They were wrong. On December 17, 1903, two brothers from Ohio named Orville and Wilbur Wright took a machine made from spruce wood and cotton fabric to a beach in North Carolina. What happened next lasted exactly 12 seconds. The aircraft lifted off the ground, traveled 120 feet, and landed. 12 seconds? That is shorter than the time it takes you to read this sentence out loud twice. That was the first powered flight in human history. The entire flight could fit inside the economy class cabin of a modern Boeing 747 with room to spare. The early pilots who followed had no cockpit protection at all. They sat completely exposed to open air, no glass, no heating, no pressurization. Flying at even 5,000 feet meant freezing temperatures and violent winds blasting directly into your face at speeds that felt terrifying at the time. And during World War I it got even worse. Military commanders refused to give pilots parachutes. They believed parachutes would make pilots too quick to abandon their expensive aircraft. So men flew into combat with no way to escape a burning plane. Many did not die from bullets. They died from burning alive inside open cockpits with no way out. The first commercial flights had no bathrooms. Passengers on early commercial routes simply had to hold it for the entire journey or use a bucket. It was not until the 1920s that basic lavatory facilities appeared on aircraft, and the aircraft themselves were still being built from wood and fabric. A strong enough bird strike could tear straight through the wing of an early plane. Then, everything changed. The jet age arrived in the 1950s, and within 2 decades the airplane transformed from a wooden contraption to an engineering miracle that operated at 35,000 feet, traveling at nearly the speed of sound, carrying hundreds of people in pressurized comfort. But here's what they never tell you about that miracle. The air you are breathing right now on any commercial flight is 50% recycled air from inside the cabin. The other 50% is fresh air pulled from outside through the engines. Before that recycled air reaches you, it passes through HEPA filters that remove 99.9% of bacteria and viruses. The air inside a modern airplane cabin is actually cleaner than the air in most hospitals. Every commercial aircraft is struck by lightning on average at least once a year. You have almost certainly been on a plane that was struck by lightning without ever knowing it. Modern planes are specifically designed to conduct lightning around the outside of the fuselage, so it never enters the cabin. The passengers feel nothing. The pilots log it and continue flying. Look at the window next to you on your next flight. At the bottom of that window you will see a tiny hole. That hole is not a defect, and it is not an accident. It is called a bleed hole. It regulates air pressure between the two window panes, so the outer pane bears all the pressure and stress of being at altitude. Without that tiny hole, the inner window closest to your face would bear the full force of the pressure difference between inside the cabin and the outside air at 35,000 feet. That small hole is one of the things keeping you alive when the cabin lights dim before landing. Most passengers think it is just atmosphere or routine procedure. It is not. Dimming the lights is a deliberate safety measure. It allows your eyes to adjust to darkness so that if there is a crash on landing and the power goes out, your eyes are already adapted to see in the dark and locate emergency exits. Every time those lights go down, the crew is quietly preparing your eyes for a worst-case scenario without telling you. And on any flight longer than 8 hours, somewhere above your head or below your feet, there is a hidden room you will never see. Long-haul aircraft are built with secret crew rest areas, bunk rooms with beds, privacy curtains, and sometimes small windows. While you sit in your seat at 35,000 feet, one of your pilots is legally required to be sleeping in that hidden room. You are being flown by one pilot while the other one sleeps. And you will land safely, because that is exactly how it was designed, from a 12-second flight on a cotton and wood machine on a beach in 1903, to a pressurized lightning-proof miracle with secret sleeping rooms and air cleaner than a hospital. The airplane is arguably the most extraordinary invention in human history, and almost nobody who flies in one has any idea what they are actually sitting inside. This is the Vaulted Facts, where the truth is always stranger than what you were taught. Subscribe now and come back smarter every single day.